Are there any rules on how to deal with what we say? What principles should be followed? And what techniques should be applied to create reality with words? What 3 phrases have incredible transformational power? You will find the answers in this video. How words affect reality. Words are energy information creating forms. The information contained in a word directly creates your karma and activates or blocks chakras, your energy information centers. The energy of the word determines the impact of words. The impact of words occurs through 3 channels. Channel 1, the energy of sound, how the word sounds and the frequency of its sound. Channel 2, the energy of sense, what is the word's meaning. Channel 3, the energy of the message, what message and feeling are behind a word. A systematic understanding of words' essence lets us summarize the rules and principles of working with our words and our speech. 5 rules of everyday word usage. Now we will talk about the everyday use of words because, with words, we constantly create our reality. We also make our reality with our thoughts, but it happens more directly through words. Words are closer to action. For your simple everyday conversations, for communication, for your words to be strong and create a harmonious reality, you need to use in your everyday communication a few simple rules. First rule, speak only when you have something to say. That is, the rule, silence is golden, is the truth. It is important to remember that every empty word devalues the energetic power of your words and adds to your karma of empty talk. Second rule, speak sincerely from your heart. It is important to remember that hypocrisy, like idle words, devalues the power of words. It is an essential rule because many of today's relationship experts teach manipulation rather than sincere relationships. They teach not how to be yourself, but how to get the other person to give you some benefit. 14 ways to get a man to buy what you want. What to say to make him, her to fall in love with you. Many people are attracted to the possibility of getting what they want, but don't realize that negative costs will imminently follow. The insincere words we use to manipulate others create a karma of hypocrisy for the speaker. The hypocrite's life will be full of falsehood. It will not be easy to get out of the falsehood of life. After all, the power of words has already been lost. And then, even when you want to create your life with the help of words, it will not be easy to restore this possibility. The idea of not being yourself and looking for a profit everywhere is deeply flawed. The third rule, speak with a positive message, because the energy of the word's message is the key. It affects both you and whoever you talk to. Good intentions are important. It does not mean to flatter or please, because sincerity is the most crucial rule in communication. It is possible and sometimes necessary to say some unflattering things. In a good relationship, unflattering truths are voiced if necessary, but being conscious and realizing your motivation behind these words is vital. Are you speaking out of a desire to annoy, spite, hurt, or condemn your partner? Perhaps your ego wants to show off to make you feel more significant? Or are you speaking out of genuine concern for your loved one? It is essential always to ask yourself this question. The energy of the message cannot hide behind a beautiful facade. There is a joke. A man is on trial for calling a countess a pig. He is fined, and then he asks the judge, "Your Honor, so I can't call a countess a pig?" "No, it's an insult." "Your Honor, can I call a pig a countess?" "Yes, it is not forbidden." The man turns to the countess, who is in the courtroom, and says, "Good evening, Countess. The message is not to hide behind some external things. It is important to look inside oneself, be honest with oneself, and be conscious, because in conflicts, for example, one always loses awareness. As a result, terrible things are said and linger in both sides' memory. In a state of awareness, this would not happen. Therefore, if there are no good intentions, it is better to keep silent. Do not be a hypocrite, but stay quiet. Do not confirm your dark thoughts and feelings or fix them with the energetic seal of the word. If speaking with good intentions is impossible, it is better not to speak at all. Fourth rule: let others be themselves. What does it mean? The words as energy, information, creating blocks, can create a certain reality. It is the law of the quantum universe. It is possible to define whoever you talk to in words. You define a person to a certain extent by what you say to them and receive karmic payment. Typically, one defines oneself with more consequences, but another person can be defined too, especially if your energy is strong enough. When you have intense energy, it is sufficient to say to someone, "You will not succeed, and it will be so." These words can be said sincerely and even with a good message, but they can still limit a person. That is why it is vital to approach with a certain wisdom, to feel this boundary and to observe the rule, to speak not in general, but to emphasize it is your opinion. Do not say "you will not succeed," but instead say "I think you will not succeed." In this case, the energetic impact, the degree of defining reality, is noticeably reduced. After all, you are not defining reality as some immutable given. You only express your vision. "I think that you will not succeed" has a slightly different degree of influence in situations when you want to convey a message. Say not "you are manipulative" or "you are a manipulator," but "I think you are manipulating me right now." It has a slightly different message and somewhat different energy of the word, but a different impact. There is less intrusion into the subtle bodies of another. You have fewer karmic consequences because all these words come back to you. The fifth rule: avoid various swear words and insults. I understand there are extreme cases, but it is better not to use these even in a conflict. One should never forget that profanity and insults may block the upper chakras. First, they block the chakras of the one who says them. As a result, the person is deprived of the remnants of awareness. When everything turns to swearing in a conflict, it is a vicious cycle. The upper chakras are blocked, and the awareness is lost. You probably noticed that the rules of handling words coincide with the principles of ethics. Let's recall the basic principles of ethics: sincerity, absence of profanity, and kind message. It is not some mystic knowledge. They are rules of ethical behavior developed by humanity. We derive rules from the nature of words, from their essence, and ethics derives rules from the beauty of human actions. Let's summarize the 5 rules of everyday use of words: meaningful words, sincerity of words, kind message, avoidance of restrictions for whoever you talk to, and avoidance of swearing and insults. These 5 rules let you shape a harmonious reality with the words you constantly use in your daily communication. The reality is as harmonious as you are because words are nothing but one of the facets of your reflection, something to keep in mind when you speak. What you say is a reflection of you. If you don't like the reflection, there is no need to blame the mirror. How do you reduce the impact of words said in conflicts? When many terrible words have been said in a conflict, how do you mitigate the consequences that will arise for you and the other with whom you have fought? What is important here? First, it is essential to understand Did you say those words once and immediately repent and regret what you said, or was it deliberately and over a long time? In both cases, genuine, deep remorse and regret help to mitigate the damage. And in case the words just came out, sincere regret immediately cancels their negativity. If you immediately sincerely regret it, "I'm sorry, please. I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry," then you don't have to worry about the harm done. One time and immediately cancelled internally, the impact of words will have practically no effect. If the words were spoken in a fight and you immediately regretted it, there is no need to worry. It is different if you have already said many bad things and you do not stop, only later realize how needless it was, how sad it all is, and even sincerely repented. In this case, repentance alone is not enough because the harm has already been done. You need to apologize, but this is not enough. After all, you have produced a purposeful, long-lasting influence through the word as an energy informational creative block. It should also be eliminated purposefully. You should give a verbal cancellation of what you have said. Put a cancelling seal on the verbal energetic seal you have placed. Cancel. It should go something like this. I cancel all negative evaluations, restrictions, and programs that I told to. I did not know what I was doing. But it must be said consciously, not formally, not just as a memorized sentence. If you say it consciously and sincerely, then it can work. However, it's unlikely to eliminate the consequences entirely. To eliminate the consequences, there must be deep remorse and profound words. Unfortunately, in the heat of a conflict, the level of sincerity of words and their energy exceeds the level of sincerity and energy of words spoken in repentance, but it will soften the impact considerably. It applies to words spoken to someone's face and words spoken behind the eyes. It applies not only to words spoken in the conflict, but generally to any words about regret or a desire to take it all back. How to react if someone curses you? How should you react if someone scolds you with negativity and curses? Of course, it is best if it doesn't faze you at all. The less someone gets to you, the better. It means there is nothing to cling to in you. Your shadow side is hardly there. I like the expression, if something hooks you, it means there is a loop in you that hook is holding on to. That's absolutely true. But if you are already hooked, it is crucial to forgive the person sincerely. Forgiveness is just when there are no hooks. The feeling of forgiveness is when you have truly forgiven. The loops are gone, and it doesn't matter whether someone who offended you has apologized. It's their responsibility, their karma. It's all up to them. For your own sake, the best you can do is to forgive. It should also be sealed with an energy seal. I forgive them for all negative assessments and restrictions directed at me. They did not know what they were doing and have no power over me. In this case, you are cutting the negative connection that has bound you, removing those loops that have bound you. Here, sincerity is also important. So all this was said not just for nothing, but with a sincere feeling of forgiveness and realization of the absence of the power of negative words over you. As long as you have not forgiven them, they have control over you. Only when you have forgiven have you cancelled the power of negative words and, thus, of someone who said them to you. That's the formula for cancelling the negativity of words. Many people have encountered similar techniques, but now they understand their basis. Purposeful creation of reality with words. I have highlighted 3 tools you know well: prayer, intention, and affirmations. Let's start with prayer. What is a prayer? Prayer is a request to the higher powers, a request for something, and there are no special rules and techniques because anyone can pray about anything, which is the power of prayer. Prayer works but on one single condition, and that condition is faith. Sincere faith that what is asked for will be granted and what is desired will be fulfilled. It should be boundless and sincere faith in the goodness and omnipotence of the higher powers. With faith like this, whoever is praying has no doubts about fulfilling their request, for it is already fulfilled. If there is faith and trust in God, the prayer will be fulfilled. And if it is just a wish, and God is a magician, then everything will be much worse with the request's fulfillment. It is said for a reason, if your faith is as big as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and the mountain will move. Prayer works like that. That is why the higher powers often respond in hopeless situations when there is no one else to hope for, and only faith in God remains. As Soldiers' saying goes, there are no atheists in the trenches. Therefore, of course, you can and must pray, but the more faith you have, the more effective your prayer will be. Next is the intention. What is intention? The intention is a formulated vision of yourself in the future, filled with an impulse to create a future self. Intention is filled with the impulse to achieve. It implies movement. It is fundamentally different from desire. A wish is, I want. That's all. The wish must be fulfilled. But someone fulfills desires, and it is you who realizes intention. Intention is an impulse. Intention is a formulation of the desired result, plus the emotional state when the desired outcome is achieved. The emphasis is on how I would feel when my intention is realized. The intention is articulated in the present tense as if everything has already been accomplished. Do you see the similarity with prayer? It's as if everything has already been realized. It is essential to feel what you will be, and it is crucial to have an impulse. It is important to believe that this is how everything will be achieved. For an intention, you need to have, if not absolute faith, as in the case of prayer, but at least some faith that it will happen. The intention is formulated positively, without negation, and without using the word not. The intention is formulated only concerning oneself. It should not determine other people's paths. It is unnecessary to decide for different people and think about their goals. The intention is kept as short as possible, preferably one sentence, 3 at most. Finally, the intention must be written on paper and spoken aloud. What does the intention look like? For example, I am happy having written a book. The sentence is in the present tense. The outcome is defined as a book, and the feeling is happiness. It's short. It's all about yourself. Do you feel the tremendous momentum of moving toward the goal and state in this short phrase? I am happy having written a book. That is the intention, the quintessential power of words, the concentration of thought, and the action potential. An intention written down and spoken aloud is a powerful, energetic seal, a powerful tool for shaping one's future and moving toward it. And there is a perfect high-energy ending, so be it. I am happy having written a book, so be it. That's a principle for establishing an intention. Now, to affirmations. What is an affirmation? An affirmation is an instant creation of your reality, here and now. Unlike an intention directed into the future, an affirmation shapes your reality here and now. Therefore, the rules for formulating affirmations are similar to those for composing intentions, except that you are not creating your future state, but your existing state and your relationship to the world. Otherwise, everything is the same. Present tense, affirmative form without not in the first person, from yourself, brevity, and at the very least, minimal inner trust. If you have no money and a feeling of poverty, it is useless to state, "I am successful" or "I am a money magnet." There will be irritation because of trying to push complete nonsense into yourself, as it will seem in this state. In this case, the following affirmation would be better. I can get out of the financial lack, but saying, "I am successful, money comes to me easily," will not work. There is a powerful affirmational tool, I am, when I do not decide for God what I am destined for in this world, but I decide who I am, how I will be in this world, how I will manifest my I am, what I bring to the world. Try to articulate who you are and manifest yourself according to that. I am joy, I am freedom, I am love. That's very powerful. These are precisely the affirmational tools that shape your reality. Both intentions and affirmations work well when they are, first of all, written down and kept in front of your eyes. From time to time, let your gaze fall on what you want to do and want to be. It will remind you of your desired reality. Intentions and affirmations can be handwritten down several times. It is constructive in building neural connections. Our brain constructs its reality, the one it envisions, by forming neural connections. When you write it down, a new reality is formed in your neurons. Intentions and affirmations are recited periodically. You don't have to repeat them constantly, but it's essential to return to them occasionally. When your gaze fell on the note you made, read it then. I am happy writing a book. I am love. I can get out of lack of money. However, the most important thing is to live by following prayers, intentions, and affirmations. You need to confirm them with actions. Otherwise, all the wonderful messages will be devalued and they will lose energy. If you say, I am a money guide, and become a couch potato, money will not come into your life. Both intentions and affirmations are confirmed by action. It is necessary not just to declare, but to live this way. There shouldn't be too many affirmations and intentions, otherwise the concentration of energy will be lost. It is essential to decide what things are key for you, where you want to direct your energy, and then direct it there. Don't write down 25 affirmations and 10 intentions. Keep it all in your head. You will get confused and uselessly disperse your energy. You should formulate not too many intentions and affirmations, but the most important ones. 3 powerful truths that transform lives. There are 3 compelling truths. They will change your life if you carry them in your mind and heart. Write them down, recite them, and live by them. They have a complete form and a short form. Use either one. The first, nothing is accidental in this world and was created by God for a reason. Everything is not accidental. The second, no one is in charge of my life but me. No one but me. Third, every moment is precious, no matter what happens in my life. Every moment is precious. Everything is not an accident. No one but me. Every moment is precious. These simple words shape your daily, extraordinarily bright, love-filled, and abundant reality. Why? Because they reveal in you the 3 aspects of God, the 3 divine aspects. If you tell yourself every day that the world was created for a reason and that you live in this world for a reason, you believe in the meaningfulness of the world. It is equal to belief in God, a manifestation of divine wisdom. If you know that only you are responsible for your life because nobody can change your state except you, and you create reality by your state and nothing else, this is a manifestation of divine will, divine power. And if you feel the pricelessness of every moment of your life, and therefore you are grateful for every moment, then you think of life as joy and happiness, a manifestation of divine love. These three key truths infuse life with meaning, wisdom, power, and love. Let it be so. If you want to learn about the quantum essence of love, watch this video. Create yourself, for what you create will be with you forever.